Hello, my name is Gill Lewis and I'm the author of Rescue at Seal Bay, and I'm really excited to be taking part in Empathy Action Month. Well, we need empathy for people, but it's really important we have empathy for animals too, and wild animals in particular in their own environments. So why is this so important? Well, if we can understand animals' needs, then we can make sure that what we do and how we act around them can keep them safe. And in the story of Rescue at Seal Bay, there's a girl called Tia, and she loves nothing better than to go and look at the wild seals in the bay near where she lives. And she knows that these wild seals are really special, and that the mother grey seals come in the autumn to have their seal pups. They're fluffy little white seal pups, like this one here. They're very cute. But these little seal pups are really vulnerable because they have fluffy coats that aren't very waterproof. And if these seal pups go into the water and get wet, they can get very cold and very chilled. They're not very strong swimmers, and they can easily get separated from their mums. They can be bashed against the rocks, and they can get cold and they can drown. So life is very hard for these little seals. And it's really important that they stay on the beach where they were born, where they can stay safe and dry, and their mothers can come and feed them for the first 3 weeks of their life. And so in order to protect the seals are actually quite scared of people. So if we go onto their beaches, we can scare those mother seals into the water. The baby seals can get quite scared and follow their mothers into the water, and that can put them in danger. And so for Empathy Action Month, Tia's action is to say, let's give wildlife space. Let's give seals space and stay at least 100 metres, which is about a football pitch, away from seals, where we can watch them and enjoy watching them safely without disturbing them. Because in the story of Rescue at Seal Bay, Tia is quite happily watching a mother and her baby seal, but then suddenly Pete Finn and his family come near the bay with paddleboards, and Tia can see the seals start to become a little bit scared. And so my writing prompt for you is to carry on the story from where I leave off. And I'll read you a short section from Rescue at Seal Bay. Tia enjoyed watching the baby seal and its mother. The waves lapped on the shore and the wind whispered through the grasses. It was perfectly peaceful. But just then the mother seal lifted her head up and barked. She wriggled into the water as Tia saw some paddleboards arrive in the bay. Pete Finn pointed at the seals and they paddled closer. The mother seal swam out into the water, and the little baby seal lifted its head up and called to its mother. Tia hoped that Pete Finn would move away, but he kept coming closer and closer. And then he landed on the bay in the cove. Pete Finn took out his phone and got his children to sit right next to the seal pup for a photo. And all the time the seal pup was trying to wriggle away to its mother. It kept calling out to her in the bay. So what I want you to do is I want you to think, what does Tia do next? How does she keep that little baby seal safe? What does she do? So I hope you enjoy telling the rest of Tia's story, and I hope you really enjoy seeing seals around the coast, around Britain, safely and from a distance.